My parents held me down, screaming, "It's for your own good," while my brother tried to inject me with HGH, then chased me into the driveway yelling, "Better dead than short." When I begged them to stop, they cheered him on. I didn't say a word. That was 8 years ago. This morning, he was standing outside my restaurant in tears. Growing up, my parents' obsession with status consumed our entire household. Every morning, my father would line me and my twin brother up against the kitchen wall, measuring our heights with a ruler he kept specifically for this ritual. For every quarter inch we fell short of his ideal growth chart, we'd lose privileges. No TV, no dessert, no friends over. By age 12, my brother Pablo had discovered human growth hormone forums online and started sneaking supplements he bought with birthday money. The madness escalated when we hit high school. Dad installed pull-up bars in every doorway and mandated we hang from them for 20 minutes before meals to stretch our spines. Mom would blend these disgusting protein shakes with raw eggs and force us to drink them while she timed us. The faster we finished, the more love points we earned for the week. I remember gagging down those vile concoctions while Pablo had trained himself to chug them without even tasting. But Pablo took it further, so much further. He'd sleep on the floor because he read that soft mattresses compressed your spine. He wore ankle weights to school hidden under baggy jeans. He even convinced our parents to let him get limb-lengthening surgery consultations when he turned 16. They drove him to 3 different clinics, proudly showing off his dedication to excellence. The breaking point came during my junior year. I'd secretly joined the wrestling team, a sport where being shorter gave me advantages in my weight class. When my parents found out, they locked me out of the house for an entire weekend. Pablo watched from his bedroom window as I slept in the backyard shed, and when I knocked on his window begging him to sneak me food, he just shook his head and mouthed, "You chose this." College became my escape. I moved across the country to Oregon, embraced rock climbing where my compact build was an asset, and met my girlfriend Samantha, who stood 2 inches taller than me and couldn't care less. For the first time, I felt human instead of a failed experiment. When Easter rolled around 3 years later, Sam convinced me to visit home. "Maybe they've changed," she said optimistically. I should have known better when my mother's first words at the door were, "Did you shrink?" before even saying hello. Pablo appeared behind her, and I barely recognized him. His face was gaunt, his posture unnaturally rigid from wearing a back brace 18 hours a day. He'd grown maybe an inch since high school, but looked like he'd aged a decade. The growth hormones had wreaked havoc. His jaw had enlarged grotesquely, his forehead protruded, and his hands looked swollen. "Brother!" he exclaimed, immediately standing back to back with me to compare heights. "I'm getting the surgery next month. Doctor says I could gain 3 inches if we do both tibius and femurs." I felt sick. "Pablo, you could be paralyzed. You could die. Better dead than short," he said, completely serious. Our parents nodded approvingly. Dinner turned into an intervention, except I was the one being intervened on. They'd printed out articles about height maximization techniques, circled classified ads for tall men only job postings, and even had a PowerPoint presentation about how I was sabotaging my genetic potential. When I mentioned Sam, my mother's face twisted. "She's using you for a green card."